It's summer and it's snowing and the koala.
Hey guys, so today I'm showing you a pretty cool device. I mean, obviously it's pretty old news, but we've seen this kind of stuff before. It is a drone. Now this drone in particular is the DJI Phantom 3. Now, when you're seeing this video, you will know that DJI has put out a lot of drones and we've seen a lot of them, right? But this, as far as I'm concerned, is the old reliable. It's hefty, it's got quite a bit of weight to it, which some people complain about, but that's why we bought it in the first place. You'll see with a lot of the footage we film it in areas with high wind, and little drones, that's while they're lightweight, they can be thrown off by that. So having a slightly heavier drone sort of stops that from happening. So what I'm going to show you guys is how this is put together, how it's set up, and then we'll go through a bit of a takeoff. We're not going to fly too high, but just enough so you guys can see how it works. So when you get the drone, it has these couple of caps on it. This is to secure the camera, right? So you've got the drone itself and the camera. The first thing you're going to unlock is the actual mechanism that holds what's called the gimbal in place. So the gimbal is these two rotating sections, and that allows the camera to move freely. So all you have to do to slide this off is just a little plastic cover, and it just slides off from the camera. So I recommend holding the camera and then sliding this piece off, because it's designed to hold the camera in place. And once I do that and I let it go, you're going to see that it goes there. Right, nice and loose, so it can flex and do whatever you want. The next thing you're going to do is take the lens cap off. Obviously these are high quality lenses, so they put lens caps on them to keep them secure and to prevent them from getting scratch marks or dust in the lens. Okay, for those tech heads out there, it's the same reason why we put lens caps on DSLR cameras for any of our photography fans out there. Yeah. I am by no means a professional photographer, I am just an enthusiast, but that doesn't mean I don't know the technology. And so this is a nice, relatively wide angle lens. It's got an aperture allowance of 2.8, which is pretty good. But now that we've got this done, the next thing you got to do is set up the wings. Now the wings come in this convenient little pouch. I say wings, more appropriately they're blades, they're helicopter blades, because I mean what you're dealing with is a tiny helicopter. So here's the wings, and what they do, just to keep it simple for us, is if it's got a black tip, it goes on a black rotor, sorry, anti-clockwise. So you twist it to the left to put it on. Here's the other black one. Twist it to the left to put it on. Now, DJI do ship a little holder that you can hold the rotor with here, but you can just use your fingers, just don't be too rough. You know, you don't need to death grip it to get it into place. With this, you have a grey tip for a grey tip, and this one turns clockwise. Just finger tight's fine. It doesn't need to be any tighter than that. If it is, you're going to run into problems pretty quickly. Okay. same deal, great tip. Lovely. What you want to do is give the blades all a quick spin to make sure they spin. Fantastic. This is the drone ready to go. All we need to do now is sync it up with our remote. Now, for accurate, because if you just want to fly this thing, then you only need the controller and the drone. But if you want to use the camera, if you want to use GPS tracking, then you need to have the app going, which is what you're going to see. So the app for this one is the DJI 4 app, although from what I understand there are multiple new apps coming out. But for our sake, if you want this drone to go, all you have to do is turn it on here at the back with the battery, and then turn the remote pack on. The remote pack will shine a red light, and then it'll shine a green light when it syncs to the correct drone. So what I'll do is I'll just chuck this on the ground so you can see it get started, and I'll just point the camera downwards. So let's get this party started. So turn this on and turn this on. Red light. And as soon as it syncs, the light will turn green. Now again, if you just want to use it, then there's not much you need to do just to fly it. You take both these joysticks and point them in and down, and then you can get the DJI going, okay? It will typically function best with the app, okay? So make sure that you've got a phone that can fly this thing, all right? And we'll show you what that looks like in a minute. Okay, so like I've explained before, we wait for the red light to turn green. So now the remote is synced up to the drone. All we have to do now is connect to the drone's Wi-Fi. And this is how we communicate with the drone. And it's just connecting up now. All right. And then we go into the DJI Go app, and it's connected. So as you can see here, it's all connected. Now I need to calibrate the compass, which means I have to look a bit silly for a minute, because you have to pick it up, you have to turn around with it. This is calibrating the compass. So this way the drone knows where up, down, left, right is in relation to where it is. And now it's ready to go. Now, ordinarily, when flying the drone, you want to avoid, obviously, trees, power lines, and anything where there's lots of traffic signal. Because if you do that, then it's going to interrupt your connection with the drone. That's the last thing you need. So you should always, I'm talking about Australian rules, you always need to have eyes on your drone. You are not allowed to let your drone go too far. There's exceptions to that rule, but for people like us, who are just like your casual user, then you can't actually do that. You must see your drone. Okay. So I'm going to push the two joysticks in and together. And the drone is now ready to go. So we're just going to take off, and you can see my footage as I'm recording. So the drone's looking at Michelle and me, and you can see it's sort of holding itself steady.
As you can tell, this thing's quite loud, and that's because its job is to not be quiet. It doesn't need to be quiet. So you can move forwards, backwards, side to side. Okay, and now we're going to land it. Make sure you find a safe place to land. Land gently. Then click it down and leave it down. And then the quadcopter has landed.
final season. So reach for the stars, shine so bright.